22, we're watching Jesus enter into this season now of agony in the Garden of Gethsemane, and he's heading towards the cross. He had asked his disciples to pray, and he went off alone by himself. And when he came back, we find in Luke 22, it says that they had fallen asleep because of their sorrow. Isn't that amazing? We had just seen how Jesus, because of his agony, went to prayer fervently. And the disciples, because of their sorrow, fell asleep. And it just reminded me that there's two ways to deal with life when you feel overcome. Jesus, when he felt agony, went to prayer, and some people escaped through sleep. And that's exactly what the disciples were doing. So while Jesus in his compassion is looking at them saying, man, we need to pray lest we stumble during a temptation, that we find out that the priests had come and the leaders from Jerusalem, and they came to arrest him, and they were following Judas, and Judas betrays Jesus with a kiss and says, Judas, would you betray the Son of Man with a kiss? I mean, it's just painful to watch the rejection from this friend that Jesus had walked with for 3 years. But then here's what we find that Jesus said to the crowd when they came to him. He said to the chief priests and officers of the temple and elders who had come against him, have you come out with swords and clubs as against the robber? While I was with you daily in the temple, you did not lay hands on me, but this hour and the power of darkness are yours. And having arrested him, they led him away and brought him to the house of the high priest, but Peter was following at a distance. Do you know I believe that Jesus could face such a rejection from Judas and the chief priests and the scribes and the leaders of Jerusalem? Is because he knew that when they were coming against him, that nothing could happen to him unless his Father in heaven was going to allow it. Jesus, when they came to him, said, look, you could have taken me so many times, and now you come to me with swords and clubs. But he says two things here. You would not be able to be betraying me right now or arresting me if it was not that this is your hour to do it, and this is your power to do it. Jesus is saying to them, and I hope you and I can be encouraged by this, when trouble comes to us, but we know that we're men and women of prayer and that we're obeying God and we're following him, that if anyone in a moment should come against us, it is only a moment that's been allowed by God. God gave them that hour. And if they have the power to arrest us, then we know this as well. If you can change the course and direction of my intentions tonight, then it is only by the power of God. He's the one who gives you breath. So be encouraged today. Do you love Jesus? Are you following him? Are you in a really tough time? Does it feel as though someone has the upper hand against you? They could not have that hour and they could not have that power unless the Father had allowed them. And then you can know this, that in your prayer, you can make an appeal to your Father knowing that he has your best interest in heart and he's going to see you through this moment. God bless you today.